Hello, welcome back. This is Lynn, and this is the Sunshine and Bubblegum Podcast. This is episode 15. So happy to be here with you. It is very late in the evening. It's about 9 o'clock on March 1st. I meant to come to you last week. I had some fights with my camera, and it wouldn't let me record the full episode. And then I got really frustrated, and then we had sickness and blah, and now it's Mardi Gras week and the kids are off. So I am squeezing in a video because I miss all of you. I hope that you're missing me too. I have so much to show you. So many things are finished. You won't believe it. I can't believe it myself, but the time has come. Everything was due that I've been working on for a crochet gift. And that is done and ready to go and ready to get out of here. So this is the Sunshine and Bubblegum Podcast. Again, my name is Lynn. This is episode 15, and I am coming to you right outside of New Orleans, Louisiana. I have a bunch of stuff to show you today. I have finished objects, I have a new cast on, and I have a soon-to-be cast on. I have hit over 300 subscribers here on this YouTube channel. Thank you all so very, very much. I've had a ton of new subscribers. You've pushed me way over the 300 mark now. And I have a giveaway to announce for all of you as a big thank you. Thank you for all the returning viewers, for coming to see me every time I post a video. And thank you for interacting with me here and on Ravelry and on Instagram. All of my links will be below. I don't know that I'll be able to put too much on the screen today. I am using my iPad, so the quality is not as good as it usually is on my phone. So I do apologize. I got a new laptop, but it is not a Mac, but it is mine. So I'm going to work on some new software on video editing. So if anyone has, I'm using a Linux-based software, so if anyone has any good suggestions for video editing, please put them down below. I would love to hear what y'all use for any editing you do for videos or YouTube. So I will tell you all my where to find me on the various places. I am Sunshine Bubblegum on Ravelry and Instagram. Instagram is probably where I'm most active. We do have a Ravelry group, the Sunshine and Bubblegum Podcast. And you can find that in the groups tabs on Ravelry. We have all the show notes there. All the show notes will always be down below. And lots of, if we do our giveaways, all the information will be there. And also any cals that we do. I do have a cal that I'm hoping to start up probably for the next podcast. I'll tell you all about that. And then you can also find me as Sunshine and Bubblegum on Facebook and my Etsy store. And again, this information will be right down below, and I will try and link as much as I can for any of the patterns and yarns and such that I'm using, so you can find all of that information here. Yeah, let's get started. So I have finished objects, which I'm really excited because last time I was recording last week, I only had like 2 finished objects, and now I have a pile sitting here next to me, so I'm very excited. So my first finished object are the little socks I made for my son. I used a size 1.5 US needle. I used the Magic Loop method, and they are just Knitter's Pride. Nothing ridiculously fancy, but I do like them. They are the metal needles, and I do enjoy those with the socks. The stitches slide very easily. I used Susan B. Anderson's Ribbed Socks for Kids pattern for my sizing, but I kind of just did a vanilla sock and made it up as I went because I only had a little bit of yarn to use. So the yarn is, boy, my brain's gone. Too late at night. Wow. I can think of it. It's sitting in my head. I can see it right there. But anyway, it's a diversity yarn. I can't remember. Plymouth. It is Plymouth Diversity. It is a acrylic and polyester blend. There's no wool in this. I had originally made the first pair for my mom because she has a wool allergy, and I had a little left over, so I made a pair for my son. So I cast on 12 stitches for the toe. This is my very first toe up socks. I used Judy's Magic Cast On, and I just did 12 stitches for the cast on, increased on the edges every other row till I got to 48 stitches. Did the foot, a little fish lips kiss heel, and then I just did 2x2 ribbing for the cuff until I almost ran out of yarn. So I have about this much left of each for each sock. I had split the ball in half, so that's not too bad. Not too bad at all. I got 2 pairs of socks out of this one ball of yarn out of 100 grams. So those came out great, and they are identical. My mom's were a little mismatched by one stripe, but I knew my son Sean is a little bit more perfectionist, so I tried to get them as close as I could, and I think I did a great job. And he loves them. He's been wearing them a whole bunch. So I was really happy with how these came out, and he can have them back now. He'll be very happy for that because I hid them from him so I could show them off to you today. So the big thing that I have to show you is all crochet. My neighbor Nancy had commissioned me to do a Layette set for her soon-to-be granddaughter, and it is done. She's going to get it in the morning, so I wanted to make sure, especially make sure that I got to show all of you this because I've been working on it for quite a while, and it is complete. So let me show you some of the pieces. Actually, let me show you the dress first because this is the piece that you've seen, but it's officially finished. The pattern is a Lilac baby set from Andree Tunde. It is a paid-for pattern on Ravelry. It's listed as a fingering weight project, but she actually works it up in DK, so I had to adjust the pattern stitch count for the dress and for the sweater, and then I'll tell you a bit more about everything else as I go. So the little dress is finished. Oh good, it doesn't look too blown out. I used, oh my goodness, I didn't bring the ball band in. The yarn for this will be linked below. It is a baby sport weight yarn, and it is an angelic white, and it is, my goodness, I'm so sorry, a very light pale pink. I will post the colors and the name of the yarn below. So I just added on the little flowers today and sewed in some little seed beads here. It's got shells on the collar and a kind of a fan shell pattern in the middle, goes into a different shell pattern on the skirt, and then the little scalloping on the edge. So that was the first piece that I did. I did also add an open back here. This was originally closed, but I just figured when dressing baby, the more you can have ease of getting into an outfit, the better. So the little dress is done. And then the second piece I worked on was the matching sweater. And again, I just, in this part here and in the top of the dress, I just had to go on. I talked about it in the first couple episodes back when I first started this. I went on to the Yarn Craft Council website, and they have sizing charts in there of for different kids, adults, and such that help me gauge how to get the size correct for these pieces, because I did go from a DK down to almost a fingering weight yarn. It's Louisiana. The baby's due in April, so it'll already be warm. So I wanted to do a very lightweight set. I didn't want this to be in DK or worsted. But again, the same shell pattern that's on the skirt is on the sleeves and on the bottom of the coat here. I added 2 little flowers. I edged the whole thing in the light pink that's used on the dress. It's on the sleeves, and it goes around the whole outside edging of the jacket. And then I added the little flowers and another button here. So that is the sweater. Okay, so that is it from the original pattern. She does have a bonnet and booties that came with that set, but I have opted to use different patterns for those. So, let's see, the little baby booties, I did not write these down either, but I know that these are from Hopeful Honey. The original pattern on this, I think it's maybe Victorian booties. They have a big flower right in the middle, more of a puff stitch. But I wanted to do the same flowers that were on the sweater. And it is a really quick crochet. I held the yarn double for these to get the stiffness that I wanted. This is the 0 to, I think, 3 months or 6 months size. This is the smallest size. She's got 2 sizes on the booty. She has tons of adorable little shoes. And again, that's Hopeful Honey. She is on Instagram and Ravelry and has a website as well. These came out adorable. They're getting so blown out, though. I'm so sorry. I have pictures on my Instagram page of the whole set. Very nicely done. Much better than this camera's putting up. And then I did 2 hats to go with the set. The first one is the medium cluster baby hat. It's more of a beanie. And this is from the Floating Lily Pad. And it's got the cluster stitch in there, simple increase and a simple edging, and then I added a big flower in the same pink, similar petal structure. Oh wow, I'm so sorry. Similar petal structure that's on the other shoes and sweaters. It's just a double, this inner flower and then an outer flower. So that's one of the hats there, and then we did a bonnet style. Hopefully it stays still, not too bad. Just a simple bonnet style, and this is the Victorian Baby Bonnet by Jennifer Dougherty. And this was a paid-for pattern on, I think she's on Ravelry, but I found her on Pinterest. But I might have bought it through Ravelry. So this is another cluster style stitch, and I just improvised a little bit on the drawstrings. I used how she said to do them, but I just did a chain and then did a single crochet back on it, and it gives it this really cute little twirls. So this one may be more for like a baby photo picture, but so that is that. So it's the dress, the sweater, the booties, and the 2 bonnets, and then the piece de la resistance was the blanket. Woohoo! It came out 3 by 3, and this is, this is the Cozy Clusters Blanket by Lily Knits. Cozy Clusters Blanket. And I just used the inside cluster stitch. Oh my god, that's great. Pattern for the inside. I did 3 rows of single crochet on the edging and then added a shell stitch border in the pink all around. And this is exactly the edging style my friend Nancy wanted. She wanted a white blanket with just the simple edging that we had found on another picture on a different blanket. And I moved around too much and lost it. So this came out wonderful. It is 3 by 3 feet in its total length. And this came out so cute. Definitely a labor of love for the whole set, and I'm very glad that it's done because I have more baby blankets to be making. My sister is expecting, and I have a baby blanket heading or scheming for her. My other sister Lily has been waiting for her blanket for over a year now, so that's going to be getting worked on. My goal is to have that done for her birthday. And a good friend of mine messaged me last night asking for baby things because her brother, cousin, and dear friend are all 3 expecting. So I'm going to be up to my eyeballs. It seems this time of year is baby season in general. So I'm always busy in the spring doing baby things for friends. So hopefully I can get some more selfish knitting involved in all of that. But those are all my finished objects, and that was a lot of them. It's taken up a lot of my time, and I'm glad that it's done. When it's for somebody else, you take a little extra care and when and where you work on it, and also because the whole thing is in white, and I have 2 boys. I was a little more careful with it to keep it extra clean and tidy and away from grubby little mitts. So I have a new cast on. It is a selfish knit, and it's just for me, and I am cruising on it. So as soon as I finish Sean's socks, I cast on my socks, it is in the Glacier colorway from Unplanned Peacock. It is, I don't know if this color is going to come through, but I'm not sure if it's a tonal or a variegated blue, but it is gorgeous. The colorway is Glacier, Unplanned Peacock. It's on the fingering weight. It is, oh, I have the tag. Look at that, I have some information to share. It is superwash merino and nylon, 460 yards. And I am doing a pair of socks for myself. And I did the toe up cast on again, and I am really, really enjoying this. So this is on my size US 1 needles. I am flying on this. I'm almost ready to put in a heel. I think I have about another inch. This is my marker to measure how close I am getting to put in the heel. I did 12 stitches for myself too, and I actually followed the toe of the Hermione's Everyday socks because I really like the fit on that one. That's a free pattern by Erica Lauder on Ravelry. And so I just worked it in reverse. Very simple. The toe up cast on is way easier than I had built it up in my mind. I was ready for all these challenges and not knowing what to do when I started the other little pair, and it's so easy. And you just do increases on each side until you get to your count. And oh, I'm going to steal a second to get that perfect blue. Look at that. Ah, that's almost true to life. A little brighter than it really is, but you can get all the variations. You see all the variations and the blips of navy that come up every once in a while. I love it. Now, every once in a while in this yarn, there's a little tiny spot of purple. I'm not sure if that was intentional or if maybe the color broke. Bothers me a little tiny bit, but not really, just because I don't know what it is, because I love the blue so much. I love the blue so much. But, so the toe, again, is the second time I've done a toe-up sock. This is a real adult-sized toe-up sock, and to be honest with you, that's it. There's the toe, and then you're just into the knitting. I have done 60 stitches this time. The past two socks that I've done for myself, I've done 64, and I found them both a little loose. And I started with a 1.5 needle and went down to a 1, so I'm still on my 1. I'm doing magic loop. And now I have it at 60 stitches, and before washing these, I'm going to say 60 might be my fit. This might be my jam. So I'm really loving it. The material is very squishy. It's very snug, and I think this might be it. I may have found my vanilla sock. My plan is to do a Fish Lips Kiss Heel because I've done them on a sock for my mom and this little pair that I did for Sean, but I haven't done them on a sock for myself. I've tried the Afterthought heel, and I've tried the heel and gusset flap, the heel flap and gusset with the Hermione socks. So this one will have a Fish Lips Kiss Heel for me. But this blue reminds me of the ocean, and it makes me so happy. I really love it. And I kind of, you know how when you do in stripy socks, you wait for like the next color change, the next color change. I kind of wait for that little pop of navy. Like I'm like, oh, is it, look, the navy, the navy, the navy. The navy makes me happy. So, I broke it into two balls. I'm thinking I might do shorty socks. It's getting warmer here, and I don't really know that I don't really need long socks in Louisiana. So I think these might be shorty socks, and if I can, depending on what's left in this half of the ball, I do have another half of the skein, I might try and get both socks out of here. And worst case scenario, I just add on the cuff for the second one if it looks like I'll have enough to be pretty close. So I'm kind of excited. I'm going to play a little game with that, and then I'll have just a half a skein completely uninterrupted, and we'll see how it goes. But this is flying. I think I've been working on this for 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks. I meant to cast on the other one sooner. I don't want to get second sock syndrome, but I'm really loving this so much, so I don't think that I will. But then I was saying, oh, I'll wait till I get to the heel, and then I'll cast on the other one, because I wanted to do the heels around the same time. which I still might do that. I might get to where I'm going to put the heel in and then stop. So if I need to make any adjustments, I will. The other thing I did, but I already took it out, was when I got to, you might be able to see this a little raised. I don't know if that's coming across. But when I got to my 60 stitch count, 30 on each side, I put in a piece of waste yarn just in case as I went the 60 didn't feel right as I was trying it on. I could rip back and adjust it, either increase more or maybe decrease a little bit. I don't think I need to decrease, but it was feeling really good, and so I decided to take that out because it made a white line in my sock and it was bothering me. I don't know why I let it bother me, but anyway, it's gone. So I'm thinking just for sizing to so I know, you know, I have never done a heel going this way before from the toe up. I might put in waste yarn again right when I start the heel. So if any reason I'm too big or too small, I can take it out without having, again, to redo too much of the sock. So that's my plan. And I hope I'm going to make some notes as I go so I can kind of measure and see how that works. I do have the cutout, foot cutout for the Fish Lips Kiss heel for the heel, so I've been following the guidelines with that. And again, that's a dollar pattern for that heel, and it's a great quick short row heel. It's really easy. I like it a lot. So if you haven't tried that, give it a try. And this is my little stitch marker, my whale tail from Melissa at Knitty by Nature. And I can't think of anything else to tell you about that. So that's my sock. This is my sock story and my sock jam, and what I've been up to is crocheting and working on this in my downtime. I do have, if you're new to the podcast and you haven't seen the last couple episodes, I had a little feed going in the Ravelry group for the Sock Inquisition, because this is my third pair of socks for myself, and I'm trying to figure out the perfect fit for me, which I know is the elusive negative ease that we all look for. That perfect fit, that happy place. And I started a question feed in the Ravelry group and just asked everybody their favorite books, their favorite patterns, their stitch count, their shoe size, their cuffs, heels, toes, anything and everything that they wanted to share is over there in the Ravelry group. And then I gave away prizes last week for everybody who entered, and I decided I'm going to keep it open. So as we get more people saying hello in there, if you're a first-time knitter, tell us what you're trying. If you're a veteran knitter, tell us what your favorite formula is. There's lots of different heels and toes and ideas in there already. So please continue to talk in there. Please continue to add and share. And when we get another 10, hopefully 20 entries, I'm going to pull another name and give another prize away. So please continue to use that, and as the chatter goes, I'm going to just pull a name out of it, and I'll close it, you know, at some point, but for right now I'm going to leave it open, and we'll give prizes away as the year goes on. So again, that's in the Ravelry group, and I believe it may be called the Sock Inquisition or the elusive negative ease, but it is a chatter thread in there. It's I made it sticky, so it should be up at the top. So please join in on that. So talking about giveaways, let's get into the giveaways. I do not have any, I don't think I have any, if I bought anything, I didn't bring it in here. And if I bought anything, it was probably acrylic. So nothing too exciting right now as far as yarn. But my giveaway that I'm going to have for all of you, I have this festival yarn, which I hope the colors come through. There is a green in there that's not showing up. It's more of a light lime color. I'm sorry this isn't coming through as pretty. I'm going to put a picture of this on Facebook. But I have two balls here, and this is Fezza Yarns in their festival colorway. It is a novelty yarn. It is acrylic, mohair, and metallic. It has some really big stripes. I don't know if you can catch the sparkle. A large, almost like its own string of yarn, sparkle going through the whole thing. It's a fingering weight, and it is the Mardi Gras colors. It is purple, green, and gold. There is white, there is red. It is bright and cheerful and colorful, and it looks so muted. Oh, man. This is not coming across as true, as cheerful as it is on here. But, did I tell you how many yards it is? Lots of yards. 280 yards. So I'm going to give away 2 balls of this and some little goodies that'll go along in the package for a 300 subscriber giveaway. I will open a feed in Ravelry. You can enter to win in there, and if you could just say hello and tell me what's your favorite part about my podcast, or if there's something that you'd like me to talk about, or just say hello. Just, make a comment over there and enter to win, and the next time I podcast I will draw a name and I will give this away. I think this is not going to be good for socks at all. It's with the metallic in here, it is a bit itchy. It's not quite like a stellina, it's much thicker. But I think with a very loose, lightweight, airy shawl, this would be awesome. It would be beautiful. You could make a scarf out of it. It would be so colorful and so bright and cheery. And so please come and enter in that giveaway, and thank you so much for being here and being a part of this podcast. If I didn't have you, I'd just really be talking to myself, which is even more nerve-wracking than it feels. But yeah, so this is going to be up for grabs. And I think I'm going to do 2 giveaways. I actually have 4 balls of that, and I have also reached 500 giveaways subscribers on my Instagram. So I will be posting on Instagram a better picture of the yarn, but also you'll have a second chance to win it through the Instagram. There'll be a separate giveaway on the Instagram feed. So please enter in both places, and I will have both of those up hopefully by this weekend. And today again is March 1st. So the next thing I want to talk about before I get into a little podcast love and a little chatter about myself and Mardi Gras is what's next on my needles, radar, what I want to do. So one of the things I talked about is I want to do a shawl for my mother-in-law, and I'm going to do it out of the Kiwi Pop Studio Roses at Sunset. And again, this is one of her discontinued colorways, but she does have one that's rather similar with the multiple colors and similar tones. And this is the coordinating color, which is vermilion. So this is a full skein, and this is this is a 100 grams, 50 grams. And my first plan was to do the Show Me shawl, and that's what I purchased the yarn for, using the 150 grams, and this is obviously contrast color. And now I want to do something different, but I'm having trouble finding a pattern that only uses minimal amount of a contrast color. I keep going back to the Pure Joy shawl by Hohi, and I did find one of her test knitters did it smaller by cutting out one of the pie triangles. She cut out the last one, and she was able to get it in the yard, under the yard. This is 217 yards. So I have 435 yards and then 217 yards. So it made it a little smaller, but it's still pretty darn big, and had enough yarn. So I'm kind of thinking I might do that. I might work the main body in this variegated and then do the final chunk and excuse me, in the vermilion. So I'm thinking about that. I'm dying to knit one. I kind of want to knit one for myself, but I think this would be really pretty and really show off the yarn and all the colors that are in it, and be a nice wrap, to wrap around while you're walking at sunset with the roses. So this is what's going to be happening next. I just really need to figure out what what pattern I'm going to do. The Show Me shawl is more of a, I guess I'd say it's a crescent, but it's fitted around the collar so it actually comes up over your shoulder. So it is more of, almost looks like a poncho, but it is a shawl wrap. And then it's striped with smaller stripes with the contrast color, and then a wider chunk at the end, where the Pure Joy shawl, I think, is it asymmetrical? It's longer with big swoops of color, the main color broken up with stripes of this. Similar in design, you're breaking up the main color with your contrast color, and then the bottom of the shawl is the contrast color. So similar in design, just different shapes. So I'm trying to decide what I'd like to do with that. So that's all I have for what I'm working on and what I'd like to be working on. And I do want to give a couple shouts out, and I apologize because I meant to say hello on episode 14 and I got caught up in all my sock chatter. But there are a few podcasters that reached out to say hello to me on my Ravelry page, and I want to say hi to you. And also I have a good Instagram friend who won my very first giveaway, and now she's doing her own podcast, and they're really cute, very short episodes, and that is Victoria, and she's doing Victoria Knits. She's on YouTube. I think she has 3 or 4 episodes now. She is working a Christmas challenge to try and get all of her Christmas knitting done throughout the year. She is a gorgeous knitter. She is a fast knitter, and she's living out in Montana with her husband. They are retired, and she is making all the things. So please go check her out. Send her some love. Tell her Lynn sent you and you say hi. And she's a lot of fun and just a great little quick video when you want something but you don't have, a full hour or so to sit down and devote. Then the next YouTube podcast is a Crocheting Whovian, and she is Laura, and she's out of New York, and she, as the name suggested, is knitting all the awesome geeky things, but also she has an affinity for turtles like I do. I love turtles, and she has made so many beautiful little toy turtles and other critters, and she's doing charity knitting, and she is really fun to watch. Also very cheerful and very talented crocheter also. So hello, Laura. Thank you for stopping by and saying hi and letting me know about your podcast, and it's so great to watch you, and you've got my tiny critter mojo going, so stay tuned for that if you're watching. And the last is an audio podcast, and it is Kristy and Dana out of North Carolina. They are the Crafty Hive audio podcast. I get them on iTunes, and they're wonderful. These ladies are started off the year. I've been listening to them when I come back and forth from dropping the boys off from school, and they are starting the year up working on those whips. They have a big old plan for all of the whips and getting those out of the way. And the last episode I started working on or listening to, I haven't listened to the end of it yet, but I stopped it because I wanted to really pay attention. They are going to do a segment on how to oh, my neighbor's home. She sounds upset. Sorry. Teenage girls. But anyway, they're talking about Ravelry and how to organize and make it really work for you, and get all of your projects and favorites and all of that organized on there. So I paused it because I wanted to listen to it when I knew I could maybe take some notes. So go check out all 4 of those ladies, and I hope you enjoy what they're up to. I know there's so many podcasts out there, and I appreciate that you guys are here listening to this one. But you got to pick your favorites here and there, listen to a few new ones when you can, and just find the ones that make you happy and inspire you. So that's my podcast love, 1 episode delayed, but hi ladies. Thank you so much for watching me and finding me and saying hello. So hello back to all of you. So, okay, I think, okay, so now I'm back to what's going on with me. So, like I said in the beginning, we've had the never-ending sickness of ear infections and bronchitis and walking pneumonia, and you name it, it's probably gone through this house, which is crazy because it's been quite comfortable in the 70s. We've actually been hitting the 80s. It's been the hottest January, maybe, and February on record. So where it's been comfortable, it's still not the normal, and it drops down to the 40s, and the next day it's 80. So the swings have been, you know, the heat and air conditioning are coming and going. We're all getting sick. Oh, whatever. I hope we're over it now. And now it's Mardi Gras. So it's been Mardi Gras. It's been extra crazy, and to top it off, they give the kids a week off from school. So the boys have been home, and we're trying to keep busy. We're going to go up to the farm this weekend. I was hoping to podcast up there, but because it's been so long and I wanted to show you all the lovely things that I crocheted, I decided to squeeze one together and get it out before then. But I will try and take some video while I'm up there and show off a bit of what's going on at the farm. And we love going up there. It's very calming. It's very relaxing. And everything is starting to bloom already, so I love going up there for the different seasons and seeing what's going on. So that's kind of what's going on here. I do have a bit of Mardi Gras to share with you. We only got out to one parade this year, and it was Little Rascals. It's a children's parade, and all of the riders are children with their parents or guardians, and it's meant for the kids, by the kids, from the kids, with the kids, and it's a good time. It's a pretty gentle parade, nothing too crazy. They have lots of dance troupes and bands that, like they do with most of all the parades, and it was a good time. And then of course sickness came into the house again, so we didn't really get out to see any more parades, which is okay. It's kind of tough with the two little kids. I can't do it by myself. You don't want them running off, and the crowds are very big, especially uptown. Here in Metairie, we're outside New Orleans for about 10 minutes outside of New Orleans. We're very lucky the parades come right near us, so we can walk down to them from our house. They're not as big as uptown, but they're still perfect for, you know, going to see a parade, catching some great stuff, great for the kids. But again, you're right near water, you're right on the highway, there's big floats going by, so I don't do it by myself. So, but that's okay. They did tons of parades at school. Each of the classes threw a parade, so they got a really great Mardi Gras all last week at school. They had a parade every single day, and since King's Day in January, they have gotten king cake every Friday for 2 months. So I don't feel that they got left out of anything. I have buckets of beads all over my house, all over the floor. They have been decorating their little bikes and with the beads and pretending that they're the Shriners, and they're going around and throwing beads. They have a parade here at the house. This has been quite eventful. But I wanted to share with you some of my favorite throws that I have caught over the years. My drink is making a mess. Mess. I don't know if you can see it behind me. I have my Singer sewing machine, which is sitting on top of. This is a 1984 Singer sewing machine that my father-in-law gave me. He used to work for Singer. And when I met my husband, he's like, "Do you have a sewing machine?" And I said, I gave it to my mom back up in Massachusetts. And he's like, "Oh, here." Went up in the attic and brought me down a brand new Singer sewing machine still in the box. So this is brand new, even though it's 1984. And it is sitting, I don't know if you can see, on top of a 1910 Singer sewing machine, which does work. I don't use it, but it is in full working capacity. But it makes me nervous because I don't want to wreck it. But on top of the sewing machine, I have some of my favorite things that I have caught over the years. This is a shoe, which is the prize throw from the Muses Parade. Muses is an all-women's parade. It is a very large crew. I couldn't tell you how many riders, but it is in the thousands. There was such a long waiting list to get and be part of Muses. They broke off and created a second parade, and that is Nick's, and they are almost as large as Muses because they were able to fill an entire crew with just the waiting list. But these ladies are fantastic. They go all out. They have a theme every year. And all of the riders decorate shoes. Everyone is different. Everyone is special. Everyone is unique. And these are a prize throw. And I was lucky enough to be gifted this one year. I do have a bag from NYX. I didn't bring it out here, but that one was not thrown to me. That was gifted by a friend who rides. Some of my other adorable stuffy throws that I've caught in. This one is the Bacchusaurus from Bacchus. Bacchus is one of the big parades, rolls on Sunday. And that is the god of wine. I think I have one of the Bacchus medallions here too. So that's one of the stuffies that I caught each year. Again, they tend to have a different theme, and they'll have different critters or throws each year. This one is from Morpheus. And I had to have this one. Now this one I caught, I'm going to say a good 7 years ago. I chased down the float. There is a Mardi Gras guide that comes out every year. It tells you all about the different crews, the different parades, their history, what they're throwing, what their theme will be. Some things are kept secret. Some of the parades do not tell you who the king and queen will be. They have celebrities that will be riding, but they'll tell you all about the balls and everything going on. This was featured in the Mardi Gras guide, the little Morpheus sheep. And I attacked every float just yelling, "Sheep! Throw me a sheep!" And it was almost toward the end of the parade. I was almost heartbroken, and a very nice lady took pity on me and threw me a sheep. Oh my God, I love this little sheep. I don't know why, but I know why now. But at the time, I just thought he was adorable, and I'm like, I need that sheep. Right? Grown woman running down a parade, dressed with a wig and makeup and big old eyelashes and everything. We do it upright. Or we used to anyway. Now we just walk down the street. Let me see. Oh, I do. I have a Bacchus medallion. That's one of the Bacchus medallions. They throw. This is ceramic. And this would be, sometimes they're exclusive per year, but this is definitely exclusive to Bacchus. One of their really nice throws. There's lots of crazy throws. This one, I believe, is a hand strung. I don't know if you can see the seeds, but it's got the Doctor Who phone booth on there. Glitter Girls 2012. I think this is the Muses. They got the, this might be, actually this might not be what I was thinking, but it is a technology thing. They got the old phone booth. I don't know where the poodle skirt comes into that, but it's got the old rotary phone, and then it's got the cell phone. So it's kind of a changing of the times type thing. I believe this was Muses, one of their themes one year. These will be your typical beads that you could catch. They will come in all colors, but the purple, green, and gold is the Mardi Gras colors. So they're just simple beads. Everybody throws those. One more Muses thing. They are, actually that's a lie, I have 2 more Muses things. As I told you before, I showed you the shoe. Every year they will have a bracelet, which is all little tiny plastic shoes. I don't know if that's coming through all right, but you want the coveted shoes. They throw necklaces with the plastic shoes, but in addition to the big shoes, they also have their own medallion, and each year is a different shoe. Different color, different style, but these would be exclusive to Muses. And they do, as you see the date on there, they do exclusive styles to the year. So that green pump was only 2012. Ooh, this is the Creux d'Etat. Again, this is another ceramic medallion. This is one of the prize throws. This is the Crew of the Dead. This is my husband's favorite parade. All gargoyles and skeletons and you know, creepy stuff like that. But it's a fun time. So that one is really cool. And then I just have a few really fun ones. a lot of times they'll have these the big beads, and lots of different shiny colors. There's one here with the crystals, kind of disco balls, and then this is a great big, I actually use this one as a decoration around the house. Big throw. Everybody wants to catch something like that. Sometimes you'll see people wearing, they have ones that are bigger balls on it. And you kind of always know, if you're not at the parade, you know that they're a tourist and they bought it when they were downtown. We don't tell the tourists that. And then, these are actually from the St. Patrick's Day parades. They have the Irish-Italian parades that roll uptown when we get closer to St. Patrick's. There is a parade that rolls in Metairie here, but there's also a big one uptown. And you can actually make out better at that parade some years than you can go into the other parades, because it's a bit more local, exclusive. It's only a few blocks. It's not the whole city like the Mardi Gras is. This is a neighborhood thing. And they throw beads. They have men walking in kilts with these huge styrofoam canes that are like staffs, and they're flowers. They have the silk flowers covering them. And if you give them a kiss, they'll give you a flower. The floats, they throw beads. They throw cabbages. They throw potatoes, carrots, onions, garlic. We've caught Irish Spring soap, all kinds of hats, garters, anything crazy that you can think of. Pretty much the food is to go with your boiled dinner, your Irish boiled dinner. All the fixins that you need. They do not throw corned beef, just the vegetables. So usually at the end of the parades, you'll see like just bags of cabbage that people caught so many cabbages they don't know what to do with, so they leave them out so other people can take a cabbage. But the beads that I've caught from them, some of my favorites, they always have the shamrocks, which come in all different sizes. I have this fantastic one with golden potatoes. And then I have another one with the leprechaun hat and the beer stein and the shamrock again. So those are some of the beads that I've caught over the years. Things change again, of course, as you become a parent. You're not so much just the two of you running out to a parade last minute, throwing on a crazy wig and joining in the fun and having a barbecue at somebody's house. Everything's got to be planned now. Everything's ×2, and we're just getting to 4. So we're getting to the age where we could start going to some of the bigger parades, and they will really enjoy it, be able to make the whole day, and have a really good time. So it is now, today's Wednesday. It is now Ash Wednesday. We have started Lent. Mardi Gras finished at midnight, and time for the next season. But that's all I have tonight. Thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you for dealing with the not so clear camcorder at 9 o'clock something in the evening with bad lighting. But I enjoyed being here and telling you all what's going on. I missed podcasting, and I don't mean to go that far in between, but life is life, and I'm trying not to stress over it and just podcast when I'm in the right mood, and I can really make a good video. Sometimes it's hard. It's hard, and it doesn't feel, you just don't feel it. I don't ever want to record that way. So I'm here, and thank you. I hope you enjoyed episode 15. And I will see you all in a couple weeks, and keep an eye out for the giveaways. Keep an eye out for some video from the farm. And I will see you guys next time.